What's going on, all you wild Safdie brother enthusiasts out there? Your two favorite Timothée Chalamet fans are back tonight, and we're talking about his brand new role in his Oscar Academy Award nominated film here, as it will be, and he'll be nominated for this for sure. A lot of great performances throughout. Great cast here put together. A Josh Safdie film revolves around Marty Mauser, a young ping pong table tennis enthusiast who has large eyes and wants to go big. He wants to, take the world by storm and do big things. But every time he does big things, things happen in his life and he takes a couple steps back. He makes some bad choices. Can he rise to the top? This is all about Marty becoming the version of himself that he pictures. And hopefully it'll be absolute cinema. We'll find out, and you'll find out. Me and Uncle Logan are about to review Marty Supreme.
Matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box. You think it's that simple? Yeah, I do.
That's right, Marty Mauser. We got Timothée Chalamet, no stranger to some big pictures as of late. He's like one of the big, go-to actors in Hollywood right now. A young man, his career just keeps blowing up and up, going up and up, and bigger projects. And this movie is directed by Josh Safdie from the Safdie brothers. They're kind of doing their own solo things now, but this is directed by Josh Safdie and written alongside him and Ronald Bronstein. Basically, takes place in the 1950s. Marty Mauser has big dreams to be a table, tennis champion, essentially. And this is his life in New York. He works at a shoe shop, and and everything he kind of goes through, and the characters. He's messing around with this married woman in this movie,
Yeah.
and he comes across all these other characters. But it's a pretty fast paced kind of film.
Yeah, it definitely has that fast pace, much like Uncut Gems,
Yeah.
the Safdie brothers film. It has a quick pace, definitely, homages there to, the Scorsese films. It feels like that, but, it has a Goodfellas kind of quick pace and the shots and everything. The cinematography is beautiful, the way things are shot here. And the character of Marty's, you can just see he's ambitious as hell. He wants to go to the top. He's willing to sell his soul to get to the top. And a lot of, times throughout this movie, he makes some questionable choices, but it's all to, hopefully become the best and, make a lot of money and be successful and everything. But along the way, he alienates, people, his wife, his friends, his family, makes a lot of crazy decisions here and is trying to make enough money so he can go on and go to Britain, obviously, and then eventually towards the end of the film he ends up going global and going to Japan too. So this film, yeah, it takes you through the 1950s, all the wardrobe, the costumes, everything looks great, all the cars, everything, the way that Josh Safdie paid attention to all the details along the way, to the history that was going on around this time, and then Felon Marty himself, who is a young Jewish male in New York, a good salesman, works at a shoe shop like you said, and could sell shoes to somebody without any feet. He's that good, he just has a natural talent for these things, and he also has a talent for table tennis, and that gets him playing, and he rises to the top in the table tennis world.
For sure. And as you're getting at here, it's a very fast-paced film, much in the same vein as Scorsese. Really sweaty. As you see behind me, Chalamet is like sweaty throughout the film, and just like it feels like it's in your face, and there's like no time to pause. It's just like constantly something's moving. Kind of has that, of course, New York backdrop to it, so it has that presence to it, which is a whole nother character in this film. But I thought this movie was very authentic to the time, 1950s. Everything looked like the time, the cars, the fashion, the glasses he's wearing, the haircuts, everything. They threw in terms of the music, a lot of 1980s music, which threw me off because this you would think would be 50s music, period piece kind of thing. But Safdie
No.
went about it in a different way. Tears for Fears, all these huge bands of the 80s. It really elevated the film, just a
Yeah.
lot of energy to it. which I really appreciated, but caught me off guard at first. But I'm like, okay, it totally works in this film, which I thought was unique.
It does, yeah. It has a lot of sequences, like action sequences with like him trying to get away from the cops, getting, holding people up at gunpoint. There's a lot of tension in a lot of these sequences too. He gets to work alongside some really, big time actors and, Gwyneth Paltrow, she gets to play this old time, like Hollywood actress, somebody, older than him, obviously, much older than him, established. And Marty, catches her eye. They end up having an affair because Marty's married the whole time. He married, his love back in New York, his childhood friend Rachel. And, he doesn't have any shame. He just has affairs and does what he wants pretty much. He's living in his own world. And that ultimately comes back to haunt Marty throughout this film. But like we said, Gwyneth Paltrow there playing this role as this old Hollywood actress, she gets hypnotized by Marty's charm and his ambitiousness and being young and wanting to go to the top. She sees him play table tennis, and that leads to a lot of a relationship. It builds a relationship throughout this film, and Marty, also understands with her being a Hollywood actress that she has a lot of money, so he sees that aspect of it. She can help him bankroll his dream of going, out of the country and bankrolling his dreams too. But he also has a friend. I think he drives a taxi. There's a lot of scenes with him. They get into trouble, of course. There's explosions. There's everything you can think of in this movie. This is a big film here. It's a long film too. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. But it definitely feels epic in scope. But I was entertained throughout this thing. This one had a great pace to it, fast, energetic. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I really like the end result here. This was a really solid film all around for me.
Same here, just seeing a few glimpses of it, a poster when it was, announcing, the release of this had my interest. Safdie, Chalamet, of course, I'm like had my interest, but just never got around to seeing this in the theater, watching this at home, and had an absolute blast with this. Great energy to it. Visually, great looking movie. Costume, set design, everything was fantastic. Chalamet was a huge piece of shit in this movie, and he
Yeah,
portrayed that character really great. Like he
yeah,
just
I
keeps
did.
getting better and better as he gets older, and he really, carried this movie. The supporting cast is also amazing in this. All across the board, I really enjoyed this. Not much I didn't like about it. The runtime, I guess, would be a nitpick of mine. About 30 minutes too long, I thought. But the only
Yeah,
nitpick, everything else is amazing. Love the music, elevated this movie. Had this beautiful energy to it, and I can see why it's nominated for a lot of Oscars. So I think this one will definitely bring in home maybe a few. I don't know about like racking them all up, but a few for sure. And a
yeah.
movie you should definitely shouldn't sleep on. Definitely check out Marty Supreme. So that being said, I'm gonna give the film directed by Josh Safdie and Timothée Chalamet in it a 4 out of 5 ping pong hair pieces.
Yeah, Chalamet definitely, his talent keeps on growing. There's not much this kid can't do. He continues to impress in each one of his roles, seeing him grow up these past, I guess decade here, seeing him go from where he started and seeing all these roles and growing up and playing these more adult roles. Definitely impressive. He can really do it all. He's going to be one to watch. He's like young De Niro, young Pacino back in the day, and look where they, went on to do. We're going to be seeing him do some great things in the years to come, and we're going to be looking back on Marty Supreme as one of his great performances of his young career, and can't wait to see where it goes from here. Great cast here. I mentioned his friend in the film Wally. That was Tyler, the creator. So he
Yeah,
also, yeah, that was cool.
was.
Yeah, a lot of actresses and actors that we hadn't seen before. Fran Drescher played Marty's mom. I noticed Sandra Bernhard in there, comedian and actress. She was on Roseanne back in the day, and
Yes,
big
yes.
comedian in the 90s. Yeah. Emery Cohen. I hadn't seen him. Well, I think I've seen him in a few things, but Place Beyond the Pines. And Odessa Zion as Rachel. She did a really great job too as Marty's wife in the film, and she ended up getting knocked up. And seeing those two together, I thought they played a really interesting couple there. So Movie had a lot going for it, and really enjoyed it. Josh Safdie, can't wait to see what he directs coming from this. But overall, really solid film here. Definitely one that I'll watch again. We can say that much. So with that being said, I am going to give Marty Supreme, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Gwyneth Paltrow hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you wild table tennis players out there. What did you like about Marty Supreme? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, check out these wild Timothée Chalamet impersonators on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
Watching the table tennis scenes here, and having one in my basement here and watching them play, it's like, damn, how do they get that good? That's insane. Because when we play, we're just like, hitting it like that, just back and forth. But the way that they actually like hit it and make it land on the other side like a real tennis match is really impressive. Because if you've played table tennis, you know how many hours they'd have to put in to get that good. It's just they're awesome. Some awesome scenes. Amazing. They were going back and forth for like 30 minutes straight on a volley. And yeah, some really cool scenes with that. But yeah, Marty Supreme, definitely one to check out. I saw that the 4K is already announced and everything. So would be possibly looking to add that to the physical media collection eventually. We had a great time with Uncle Marty there. There's nice glasses on him. I like those frames he's got on there, kind of like an octagon. Very interesting choice. Cool performance here.
1950s. Yeah.
Yeah, 1950s, definitely. So we want to hear from you guys. Let us know if you guys enjoyed Marty Supreme. Maybe you didn't. Let us know. We love hearing from all you guys. Thank you for watching. And until the next Cinephellas review, I'm Uncle Henry.
And I'm Uncle Logan Chalamet signing out till the next movie review.
Cheers!